The wheel bearings on your car are made to enable independent wheel rotation with the least amount of resistance possible. While the majority of bearings are built to last for countless miles, eventually they will wear out, and the sound that your bearings make will be an early sign that they need to be replaced. In this short video, we will tell you about 5 most common wheel bearing noise reasons. It's the Car Problems YouTube channel. Subscribe and let's get started. Lack of grease. One of the most important factors in ensuring that your wheel bearing will last as long as possible is the grease. The metal won't warp as long as the bearing is greased because you'll be preventing excessive heat and resistance buildup. Nowadays, the majority of wheel bearings are sealed units, so you can't add more grease yourself through a nipple. This means that you will need to replace the entire bearing if your bearing has begun to make noise as a result of a lack of grease. It is also challenging to determine if the grease has been lost because the bearing units are sealed. We advise replacing the bearing if there are any obvious signs of an impact leading to grease loss on the bearing housing. Lack of use. Frequently, not using a car is worse than using it excessively. Seals dry out, batteries run flat, and suspension bushes become stiff. Your wheel bearings are similar in this regard. The grease inside the bearings may start to dry out and lose its ability to maintain small help buildup in the bearing itself as your car is left stationary for an extended period of time. Non-moving bearings are also more likely to experience internal corrosion, which causes an excessive buildup of heat and necessitates an early replacement. Even if you can only drive your car for a short distance every now and then, this is preferable to leaving it idle for extended periods of time. Saltwater. Cars are frequently killed by saltwater. If you launch boats into the water with your car, you'll be aware of this. Your bearing's ability to last a long time may be harmed by the accumulation of salty seawater. As salt water seeps into the bearing housing, it begins to corrode the interior of the bearing as well as wash out the grease that was previously present there. Many people may be surprised when they suddenly start to hear their bearings rattling after launching a boat. This is due to damage that the salt water is doing, but that cannot be seen without completely disassembling your bearing. If you use your car to launch boats, there is no real way to stop salt water from getting into your bearings. If you use your car for this purpose, we would advise you to regularly check your bearings and keep an ear out for when they start to become noisy. At least you won't be caught off guard when it comes time to replace the inevitable wheel bearings. Suspension faults. It's possible for certain parts of the vehicle to experience excessive strain if your suspension is out of alignment. Your wheel bearings are made to function with no maximum amount of stress that they can withstand. Therefore, if they are subjected to increased stress for an extended period of time, the bearing may prematurely wear out. To avoid further harm to other car parts, like your wheel bearings, if your vehicle needs a wheel alignment or has a suspension problem, get it done as soon as possible. It's also important to keep in mind that lowering your car may cause your wheel bearings to wear out sooner than you anticipated because of the added pressure. Impact on the wheel from a crash. Many of us have probably experienced this, going for a drive in icy or wet conditions and ending up sliding into the curb at the side of the road, either personally or through knowing someone who has. Despite the fact that this impact may only seem slight, it can severely damage your wheel bearings. The reason for this is simple. If your car slides into a curb, they're not made to take the side impacts. Have your suspension and wheel bearings inspected if you've experienced a side impact similar to sliding into a curb to make sure you haven't damaged them. What does a bad wheel bearing sound like? When you drive at a high speed, a bad wheel bearing makes a growling or squealing sound. You'll be able to tell if it changes in volume when you take a slight left or right turn if it does. Depending on which component of the wheel bearing has failed, it can make a wide variety of noises. For instance, you can anticipate hearing a metallic grinding sound from the affected wheel if the bearing has lost its grease and is currently being run dry. However, if the bearing has too much play, it will typically emit a low-pitched rumble sound while the wheel in question is rotating. Sometimes the housing's exterior can become displaced inside the hub and spin alongside the bearing's interior. As the two surfaces are forced to rub against one another, the outer bearing race will rub against the interior of the hub, producing a higher-pitched scraping sound. Hope this information was useful for you. If so, please press the like button and subscribe to the channel.